Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mason. This is going to be a Paleozoic deck review, and of course, if you want your deck to be reviewed, just remember to actually submit it in the channel Decklist submissions in my Discord server. The link will be in the description box below, as always. And before we start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe, because it motivates me so much to keep making videos like these. And now let's jump right into it. So he's playing 50 cards, which I feel like is kind of a lot, and there are also some cards that I wouldn't be playing, but let's jump right into it. So Artifact Lancia in the main deck at 3. I think in a deck like Paleozoic, there is kind of a logic to play something like Lancia. It's really nice to play a lingering card that just has a really high impact on the game, potentially skip your opponent's turn. You can maybe argue to play Dimension Shifter as well, or instead, but I don't know. The thing with Lancia is that it's not that great against Dragon Link, honestly. I've seen it like resolving against the deck, and people were still ending on almost the same board. It's just you can't make Levy near, and I guess it hurts you if you have to rely on the little babies. But apart from that, like the majority of the cards can still function pretty well. So Lancia, I think I would migrate it to the side deck instead. Ash, on the other hand, I'm pretty back and forth on it. If you play over 40, then you can definitely keep 3 Ash. Otherwise, maybe 2 Ash or 0 Ash, it depends. The thing with Paleozoic Frogs is that you kind of want to see a lot of trap cards. Otherwise, you can't really do too much. Like random trap cards against your opponent with like Ash and stuff. Not really gonna go too far with that. Alright, 3 swap, 2 Doofrog. No, sorry. 2 Ronin Totem and 3 Doofrog. This is standard, so this is just not gonna change anytime soon. 3 Desires, obviously also going to be standard. If you draw too many Desires, it's not the end of the world because Dino-Miscus can just discard the other ones away. And then 2 Lian Shoila. I think this is way too much. 1 Lian Shoila is way more than enough, and it's only really good with Desires to bring back your Ronin Totem. Apart from that, it's only achieving something that your other trap cards can do anyways, so I'm not the biggest fan of Lian Shoila. And also in a format where you kind of have to be really aggressive and play more interruptive cards, something like Lian Shoila just cannot really function well. Storming Mirror Force is 100% unplayable. You can't play this at all, because a lot of people can actually break your board without actually having to go into battle phase, and then when they go into battle phase, well, you don't really have anything anyways. It's only really good against decks like Zodiac, for example, because they would have to rely on their Xyz monsters successfully battling so they can make a Zeus after. So this is always going to protect you from Zeus, basically. But I don't know, it's just... It's kind of easy to counter, and also it only works on a game 1, and after that on game 2 and 3, it just becomes completely useless. So I would also kind of get rid of Storming Mirror Force entirely. Olenoideus is a pretty good one. I would probably keep it. Dino-Miscus is definitely a great one. Canadia is also a pretty good one. And then Torrential Tribute, fantastic card overall. Even if you're not playing a trap-heavy strategy, there could be merit behind playing Torrential, maybe in your side deck when you want to, I don't know. Let's just say you're like an OTK deck and you're going first because you have to. Torrential Tribute is a good card. And then Morella. There is nothing that actually benefits off of being foolish outside of your Paleozoic traps and, Lost Wind, so Morella is just not really amazing. I don't know, yeah, it doesn't do anything. Back then, there was a good argument to play Morella because you could actually shotgun to send Breakthrough Skill, and then, you know, your opponent would go normal summon Denkoseka. Next turn, you would just banish the Breakthrough Skill, negate the Denkoseka, and all of your trap cards could be used, so you could start summoning your Paleozoic, make Toad jump over Denko, and then for next turn, you have nothing to be afraid of. But yeah, I mean... That's just not really going to function right now in 2021. Again, I keep repeating myself, but I feel like I can use the exact same arguments to cut all of the cards that I'm saying are just not really good. Lost Wind is a good card. You can keep playing it if you want. I would definitely focus more on spot removal instead of negates. I hate negates that actually don't get rid of the monster, because they can still do everything with those monsters after. They can link summon, Xyz summon and stuff. So if the monster is like a 2-for-1 deal, well, you're definitely dealing with still the body and then the fact that they can link climb and stuff like that. So yeah, Lost Wind is just... It's a good card, but not a great one. Going second is good, though. You can negate already established boards, so it's not really something like Solemn Judgment, for example, that just isn't doing anything going second against boards that are already there. Trap Trick is good because you can access pretty much everything. but maybe 2 Trap Trick should be enough, and then 3 Canidia, of course. I mean, it's one of the best ones. Goes and Match, ooh, yeah, you can keep playing that, but does it really hurt a lot of decks, this format? Against Tri-Brigade related strategies, it does nothing, I think? Wait, no, hold on. No, actually, I think it's pretty good against Tri-Brigade. It should be pretty good, because they definitely play some Earth, some Wind. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Goes and Match is probably good. I mean, Lyrilusk, they're all Wind. Yeah, it's pretty tricky, huh? Yeah, no, actually, never mind. I don't think Goes and Match is that good. Against Eldritch, it does absolutely less than nothing. They're all light. Against Dragon Link, maybe they might be able to play just with Darks. So if you have to rely on Goes and Match to do the job for you, might not be the way to go. Imperial Order is obviously fantastic. Solemn Strike is just broken. And then Solemn Judgment is especially there to prevent you from getting board wiped, but at the same time, Judgment could actually also migrate to the side deck, because nobody really main decks Lightning Storm evenly in Duster anyways, so you should be fine. Alright, for the extra deck, Zeus at 2, okay, wow, and no... yeah, no, so no Pot of Extravagance, so if anything, this Zeus is actually getting legit Xyz summoned with all these Xyz. Okay, yeah, sure. Anomalocaris, Triple Toad, Centauria, nice, you got this. Finally, someone who plays Centauria in Paleozoic. This card's broken, so it cannot be destroyed by battle while it has Xyz materials, and then at the start of the damage step, detach material, your opponent's monster gets bounced back. So you can out-Dragoon, and you can also make, I don't know, Zeus and stuff like that. Although I would definitely play Downward Magician, because after this battles, you still have all of your materials, then you make Downward, and then you make Zeus. So if they go Dragoon Negate, you just use Zeus again, because you're gonna have 4 materials instead of just 3. So definitely do consider Downward Magician. Anyways, Opabinia 2 definitely is good. Borload and Boiled Sword. No access code, because you're playing Unicorn, right? So I would definitely play access code at this point. And then Coral Anemone, yeah, that's a decent card. It revives back Swafrog and doesn't negate the effect. Phoenix and Mistar Boy. Sure, that looks pretty good. That's a pretty solid extra deck, I like it. The only change I would bring would probably be Downward Magician instead of Borload. This card is just not great anymore. And then the Mistar Boy, I would also swap it for the access code, as I said. And then for the idea section that I have, because I'm obviously not going to bother building like a, I don't know, like a side deck for everyone, it's just gonna take like 10 years. So Elder Entity Entis with the Drag by Punishment could actually make a lot of sense, and when we're gonna get Paleozoic Cambro Raster, that's going to be even better. So this is going to significantly boost your deck. And this would require 2 Paleozoic monsters, and it has a bunch of pretty relevant effects. The most relevant effect, though, is banishing it from the field or the graveyard to protect all of your back row from getting board wiped, so definitely a really respectable card. And if your opponent has a monster with 1200 attack or less on their field, you can punishment target and then send this, and then their Duster, whatever, fizzles. No, not really, but it does nothing since you can just banish this. It's basically like a Return of Dragon Lords or Salamangreat Phalanx, basically. It doesn't activate, it just happens. And yeah, I mean, everything there I kind of explained, or it's just kind of obvious. Duster is a good card when you're playing Trap Trick. I would definitely consider it. Evenly is not really a Trap Trick target, so yeah, you might as well just play Duster, Lightning Storm, and stuff like that when you're going second. And then Compose is definitely a card that you should consider. Unending Nightmare, do you really? Yeah, because there's no really distinction between being a normal trap card and being a continuous trap card in this deck, outside of the fact that Trap Trick cannot access it, because you only need to activate a trap card if you want to get back your card. So Unending Nightmare is definitely a pretty good one. Anti-Spell Fragrance is a really good one, protects you from Duster and Lightning Storm. And apart from that, Rivalry of Warlords, only if it's good on the given format. Apart from that, I don't really think you have to worry too much about this. But anyways, that's all I had to showcase and say for this Paleozoic deck review. If you guys have any comments or feedback or whatever, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Also, for your deck list to be reviewed, don't forget to check out my Discord. Link will be in the description box below. And that's basically it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.